E-commerce founders get stuck doing everything. And honestly, it's painful to see. They can become a slave to their business, and ultimately it's because they don't know what to let go of. I've built a 7-figure e-commerce brand, and I've coached clients through to generating over 6 figures a month. And the same theme comes through time and time again. The results aren't down to better ads or different tactics. It's because the founder ultimately knows what to keep and what to remove. So in this video today, I'm going to walk you through the exact framework that I use for myself and my clients to know exactly what to outsource first, next, and never when running an e-commerce business. Now I'm going to walk you through this framework so it's super clear and actionable for you to take away from this video straight away. And it's important for you to know that I did not learn this through theory. This was learned through hard work and ultimately me spending far too much of my time on the task that didn't move the needle forward, and it was stalling my growth. But this framework is exactly what I use for myself and my clients, so you can take it away and know exactly where you need to spend your time and where to outsource first. Now, the reason for this video is because I get this question a lot from e-commerce founders not knowing how to spend their time, or crucially what to outsource first. And that's because a lot of founders are not outsourcing based on leverage, they're outsourcing based on emotion. So they're holding on to the things that they're good at or things that feel easy, and then they just give away whatever annoys them the most or the things that they least enjoy. And so they haven't got a true framework in mind to use when deciding what to do and what not to do. It's based purely on emotion and not data, and crucially not leverage. And when they do give these things away, they're still having to approve everything, and they're not fully giving away these things because they want to hold on to control. And then you don't get the full benefit of delegation if we're doing that. So instead of guessing and making those delegation decisions based on theory or emotion, we need to ask ourselves, what should we do as the founder? And this grid breaks it right down so it's super simple for you to see and know exactly what you should be doing and what you should be giving away. Once you see your business through this lens, you'll start structuring your work and knowing exactly what to give away. And this is how founders ultimately go from where they are today, 20K, 30K a month, and getting stuck in the weeds, growing to a 100K a month business and having super impactful work, and their time is really high leverage. So the two frameworks that we need to look through this through is time across the bottom and leverage across the side. And what that gives us with this grid is things that are low time here, and things that are high time, and things that are low leverage, and things that are high leverage. And now this is turned into a grid where we have a quadrant with 4 boxes. And in this one, we've got things that are low time and low leverage. In this quadrant, we've got activities that are high time, take a lot of time, but they are low leverage. And in this box, we have things that are low time and high leverage. And in this box, we have high time and high leverage. So this axis, this time axis, is asking how long does each task actually take? And the leverage is saying how much of a direct impact on the growth of the business is that task having. So let's put some examples as an e-commerce founder next to each of these sections. So things that are low time and low leverage, these are things that are not taking up much of your time. So it's not super urgent to outsource, but at the same time, they're not worth your time. They don't move the needle at all. So this would be things like minor Shopify tweaks to your website, or answering the occasional email, or one-off admin tasks that just pop up every now and then that you have to jump into. Quadrant 2 is things that are low time but high leverage. Now this box here is where we should be spending our time as founders. This is things like marketing strategy, needle-moving decisions on what's bringing customers in, pricing decisions, new product lines, speaking with supplier and partnerships that you've got that really are crucial to your business. These don't take much time, but they're super high leverage for your business. And if we were to outsource this box too early, you'd lose the soul of your business and you'd lose your impact on things you know and do best if we were to give away things that are low time but high impact. So think about the tasks that you do that fit into that quadrant as well. Quadrant 3, these things are high time, but these things are low leverage. So these are things that we absolutely must outsource first. Some examples as an e-commerce founder would be customer service, order processing. This is returns and refunds, handling that side of things, bookkeeping, chasing suppliers, answering quick questions from customers or your team. They take a lot of time, but they're super low leverage and they don't move the needle. This is where we find out exactly what we need to outsource first and foremost. This is where your big opportunities are to gain back your time from spending it on things that don't move the needle. So outsource these tasks as quickly as possible. And then there's quadrant number 4. And these are tasks that take a high amount of time, but you get high leverage. And this is a dangerous box to be in for too long. These are things like executing a new launch in your business, or scaling ads aggressively, or making major system changes for your customer service or the tools that you use. They're going to take a lot of time. They are high leverage, yes, but if you spend too much of your time in here, you're going to lose the amount of time you have on the things that also matter, but take less time. And so the way to overcome this one is systems. And it means we put systems in place that enable the high leverage activities to happen, but in much less time. So you're going to achieve a lot more. With the high leverage, we can't give those things away, but systems mean that you can get them done quicker. So if you want a label in mind for each of these boxes, you think this box here with high time and low leverage can be your outsource immediately box. Low time and low leverage will be outsource eventually. The high time and high leverage box, this is going to be the systems box, so things we need to put systems in place for. And then the high leverage and low time box is things where we're going to spend our time as the founder and have the biggest impact on our business. Now, because we decided, we know exactly, we've got more clarity now about what we're going to do. Let me just talk to you about actually implementing and taking action once you've got this box in place, because we can still make mistakes even once we've decided what needs to be handed away. The first thing we're going to tackle here is outsourcing the high time, low leverage activity. And doing that is actually going to be super high leverage by doing that. So how do we outsource correctly? Well, there's 2 ways that we do this. We need to ensure that when we hire, we're hiring with structure in place. What does that mean? That means we're hiring the right person for the job, and it means that they've got SOPs in place when they come in. So the way we do that, first of all, with hiring the right person, is we need to think about who or how can we find someone that has experience, expertise in this area, so will do the job better than you, but also has the right attitude, which is crucial. It's a lot easier to teach a new skill than it is to teach a new attitude. Now, when I write a job application, I'm writing it in a way that's going to make candidates self-shortlist themselves. And what I mean by that is I'll make sure there's requirements in that job post. And if people don't meet those requirements and they don't provide that back, then I can tell they haven't got a keen attention to detail and they're not really fussed about getting the job. So make sure there's requirements, and make sure there's always a hidden requirement in the application to find people with a keen attention to detail. So ask them to send a photo of your favorite animal or a football shirt or something that's outside of the box that's going to get you easily going through that long list of applicants so you can see the best candidates very quickly. Then we need to give them a trial task, and then we're going to interview them as well to find out their attitude, and that will give us the right person from the start. The next exercise, actually in fact we should do this one first really before we find the right person, or in the application process, we should be gathering the SOPs for how those tasks are going to be done. So when we are looking at the tasks that we know we're going to outsource, tasks we need to do is start to write down how are these tasks being done, step by step, start to finish, and what does it look like when it's done correctly, and how do you overcome obstacles during that task, and what are the targets that we're going to follow when completing that task. Once you have that structure, you're bringing the right person, they know exactly what to do, and from day one when you bring that person on board, they'll take those tasks off you so you never need to do them again, and they'll do them to a super high standard as well. And ultimately, these SOPs, they're not just documents that are never read. They're literally taking decisions off your plate. So your time is really going to be much more impactful when you're building your brand. I recently put in place a customer service virtual assistant for an e-commerce brand owner. And this structure is what allowed them to hit the ground running from the very start. I already had some SOPs because I know how the e-commerce brands run. So I was ready to put that into their business very quickly for all of the tasks that they were going to do. So the structure was there. And I made sure to find the right person with my usual hiring framework to make sure we put the right person in place to handle those tasks. And so immediately, within a week, they were already taking phone calls, live chat, emails, they were processing orders, they were looking after the Shopify store, they were handling the difficult returns that come back. And that founder's time was very quickly moved away from high time, low leverage tasks into low time, high leverage tasks. And just think about the growth that we're going to be able to achieve because of the time being spent in the right area. This is above and beyond any little new tactic that you can learn. If you can spend your time on things that are truly going to move the needle and give away things that aren't, think about the growth that you'll achieve for your e-commerce business as well. So with this framework, you now know exactly where you should be spending your time, what tasks you should be spending your time on. You know what needs to be outsourced first, and you know how to get the structure in place in order to give away the right things straight away. So with that said, I hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you want my help documenting, systemizing your business and finding the right people to outsource these low leverage tasks to, then I'm here to help, and you can book in a call with the link in the description. Most importantly, hope you enjoyed the video today, and I'll catch you in the next one.